In the 70s, while still in high school, my friends and I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to get a hold of any kind of cannabis that we could lay our hands on. We all love pot. Unfortunately, what we could get was mostly stems and seeds and looked to have been sprayed with some industrial herbicide. We called it dirtweed. Every once in a while, our pot searches were fruitless. We couldn't find nor buy anything. Calls were made as far away as El Cerrito and Concord. No luck. Nobody had anything, nor a car to go pick it up, even if we found it. My buddy Mark lived with his parents in a trendy condo village at the top of Hilltop Green. The 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo also had a 2-car garage. The entire condo was filled with large plants, indoors and on the back patio. Mark's uncle stopped by with a crumpled grocery bag of what looked like dried ice plant. He told us that it was peyote and that we had to eat it to get high. With no pot available, we agreed to the peyote wholeheartedly and began to munch down handfuls of the nasty bits of dried succulent. We ate it for 5 days with no effect. We tried to smoke it when we couldn't stomach another bite. Nothing. The TV in Mark's sunken living room was blasting Looney Tune cartoons. The stereo was blaring Gary Wright while we were doing our best to force down the last bits of peyote. We were sitting on the couch in the living room when Mark got up and walked into the kitchen. He had to walk around the massive rock fireplace that was about 10 feet tall by 6 feet wide and 4 feet thick, through the dining room and turn to open the refrigerator at the end of the kitchen. With the loud TV and stereo competing, there was no way I could physically hear anything that might be said in the kitchen, but I did. Mark turned and asked if I wanted some steakums as he pulled out a small frying pan. I told him that the pan he picked would not accommodate both our snacks at the same time. He picked up a larger pan. It was as if we were standing together speaking in hushed tones. I was still on the couch, but I readily conversed with him through blaring sounds, the massive fireplace, kitchen wall, and appliances. When he started to shake salt in the skillet, I asked that he not put so much on mine. We continued our conversation through the cooking and carrying the food back to the living room. As Mark turned the corner to the living room, I could see that his mouth was closed and full of food as we spoke. He spoke clearly in my head and I in his. We were communicating telepathically and not in any way amused by it. It just seemed natural. He sat down and we ate our munchies, conversing the whole time without speaking, but seeming as though we were. The next record dropped onto the turntable and Peter Frampton filled the room with sound. We kept on talking without talking. We conversed mentally and physically interspersed, like speaking broken Spanish and English together. This went on for a couple of hours. We never spoke to each other about this event after it occurred. It was just another of those things that you don't talk about because you just can't explain it. Besides, peyote was involved and we never saw peyote again. So maybe the plant provided the means to open a door long closed by our parents and society as a whole. These things just didn't happen, we were told. I remember during this event of having a sense of extreme largeness on a galactic scale, while at the same time infinitesimally small as a subatomic particle. It was as though I could sense both at the same time within myself. I felt that I was a fractal containing all the information of the universe within me at the same time. This sense was not disconcerting, but comforting, accompanied with great joy. I could feel everything everywhere, all at once. It was beautiful and wondrous. I enjoyed the daylights out of it.